Are you curious how to create an abstract layered composition with cold wax and oil? If you are, you're in the right place. I'm Pat from Scrivener Art and Design, and today I'm going to share with you how I created this painting called Reflections of an Abalone Sky. If you have any comments or questions, please do leave them below. I read and respond to your comments and love to hear how you enjoyed the video, questions you have, and where you're from. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel and hitting that little bell button for notifications. Alrighty, let's get started. I'll see you on the other side. I started this painting by putting Venetian plaster on the board, and then I added a layer of acrylic nickel azo gold for my underpainting. After that, I put a lot of various colors. I just was using up paint that was left from my palette as I was working on other paintings, and then I put a coat of white over it and left some to peek out, but I tried to soften down those colors and add some light value in. So now I'm going in with some opaque color and using my wide color shaper silicone brush and a brayer. You can use a brayer with cold wax and oil when the underpainting is very firm. The brayer doesn't work well when you're working wet into wet. So I've sped up the video now so I don't totally bore you. And you can see that I'm adding paint in various places. Again, using this silicone brush, which is made by Color Shaper. There are other brands. And using the brayer just to move that paint around and kind of soften the edges on it. My palette is a lot softer than normal. Not sure why. Perhaps just the mood I'm in. So now I'm using the Messermeister bowl scraper, which is silicone, and it works really well. It has a nice soft edge. So again, this is a color I mixed and it is opaque. I'm working around the whole canvas, or I guess I should say panel. You don't want to work on a canvas with thick cold wax and oil. So just bringing in little dashes of color, working it in a few different places around the painting. Switching tools is a good way to create different marks in your work, and you might work with different tools differently, so it can also help to keep you loose and not let your mark making become stagnant. Again, softening out areas with that brayer. It's still firm enough for me to be able to do that. This is a phthalo turquoise color. It's pretty intense. I'll probably knock that back, as you'll see. The important thing is when you're working with color to continue working across your whole painting and not just get caught up on one side. Coming in with some marks here. I think it is a woody stabilo, or I use that quite often. It's very compatible with cold wax and oil. And that's something I do when I'm feeling like I need to change things up a bit and give myself something different to respond to. Bringing in a softer color, bit different tone here. I'm still really not sure where this painting is going. I'm just responding to it and adding and letting go until I get to a point where I'm satisfied. So yes, indeed, that brightness needs to be pushed back, and you can tell the paint underneath is wet, so I am picking up some of it. So it's not leaving my paint totally white. Softening some more of my colors at the top. And softening this phthalo blue down as well. This painting is taking on a really kind of dreamy feel to me, and it's about emotion when you paint intuitively, so you just have to run with it. Listen to the painting, respond to it, respond to what you feel is working and what isn't. Letting go of things that you don't like, trying not to let anything be precious as you're working. It's important to step back from your work often and look at it again with fresh eyes. You get a totally different perspective when you do this. You can also take a picture and look at a really tiny image of it. This often shows up flaws. The other thing is the rear view mirror technique, where you look in a mirror from behind, and you can really see often a lot of flaws. So there I was just using a knitting needle to mark back into it and make some lines and shapes, and now I've kind of softened them down a bit, but they're still in there. It's also a good idea to turn your work so that you can see it in a different orientation. Often this makes you see things that you didn't see the other way, and it informs what you might do that is different than you would have done if it was in the previous orientation. So I really think it's important to turn your work around, and this applies for all paintings. Even if they're more representational, it's a good idea to view your work sideways and upside down. You often see things that you don't see when it's in the orientation that you've been working. I haven't really decided which orientation this painting will even be in, and which way is the right way up, if it's horizontal or vertical. I'm just at this stage still really working and trying to pull the piece together. I'm past the fun stage. I'm now really trying to make some adjustments that are going to make the difference to pull the painting together. So it's definitely going to be a soft, more ethereal painting. How do you know it's finished is a question that often comes up. And I think really that you have to listen to your own gut. And when I get near the finish line, I usually really slow down. I look at it in a different place, often moving it into my house and looking at it first thing in the morning with fresh eyes. I like to just let it sit for a bit before I make any last moves. We often rush to the end, and in doing so, often go too far and wish we would have stopped. So, I think somebody just walked into my studio, and that's okay because I've found that I can't really talk about my art and paint well at the same time. So I've chosen to do a voice over just so that I can focus on my painting. I'm sorry that I've got my head in the way. I do check my monitor periodically to make sure that I'm not totally standing in front of the camera. So that's why you see my head going off to the side sometimes. I'm looking in the monitor to make sure that the video is still running and I'm in the picture and not covering up the whole canvas. So giving it a turn again. Seeing which orientation might be better. Deciding to get rid of that dark spot that was attracting me a little bit too close to the center. It's important to have a shift of value, but you don't necessarily have to have a jarring shift to really dark value to light, as long as you have a shift of value. And in this painting, with the emotion of it being more ethereal, I don't necessarily want that strength of value the same as I do in other paintings. Even though I believe value is king, sometimes there's a place for a more soft, ethereal painting. So it's just whatever you are feeling at the time that you're painting. It's a very intuitive practice, painting this way, letting the brush or brayer or scraper lead you, and really listening to what the painting wants. It's about the process. It's always nice to have results, but don't expect results right away. Keep playing and be playful. Keep working, adding and subtracting, building up history. That's what makes a painting interesting and rich. Never think of it as a waste of paint. You're always learning, and it's making the painting better, and you're always reacting to it, responding. So I hope you've enjoyed watching, and that maybe you've learned a little bit about my process. And it's not always exactly the same. It's so dependent on my mood of the day and what I'm doing. But today, I guess I'm in a soft, calm, ethereal place, and that's how the painting is coming out. So I'm getting near to what I'm feeling is the end and where I need to just sit with it. So I'm going to wrap this up here pretty quick. I hope you enjoyed that. I'm not going to go any further at this point. I'm feeling quite happy with it, and I want to sit and look at it, put it up on a wall in an isolated area, maybe in my house, and just gaze at it over the next few days before I make any final adjustments or tweaks to it. So if you have any questions or comments, please put them below. And if you like the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and hit that little bell for notifications. I thank you for watching, and stay well, and I'll see you real soon. Bye for now.